Hello, and welcome to CTG's first security video. Today we're going to be discussing the ins and outs of phishing attacks, what they are, what to look for, and how to protect yourself from them. Emails have become the business world's go-to method of communication. As email grows in popularity, so has the means to exploit it. Attackers have developed methods of attack that are capable of bypassing the best spam filters on the market. With hardware and software falling short when it comes to protecting against these attacks, that responsibility is falling more and more on the users. One of the most common email-based attacks are known as phishing attacks. Phishing attacks are the attempt to obtain sensitive information such as username and passwords for malicious reasons by impersonating a trustworthy entity. The main goal of this video is to give you a fighting chance against these attacks by giving you the tools and information you need to identify phishing attempts. Generic greetings are deployed to allow attackers the ability to send one email out to a large group. Anytime you're dealing with a trusted entity, the odds of them not knowing or using your name or your title are very slim. But be aware, from time to time you will come up against what we call a spear phishing attack. This is an email that is crafted specifically for you or a person possibly in your job position in order to lure you in. Another good sign that you're being phished is the request for personal identification information. Trusted entities such as banks and companies that you work with will often ask you to identify yourself with a prearranged security question. Any email you get asking for your username, your password, your account number, or your social security number needs to send up a big red flag. Anyone who needs to know that information should already have it, and they're not going to use it to verify you. Good rule of thumb is, if you're not willing to give that information out to a complete stranger, then don't give it out on the internet. We've all gotten that email, hurry, limited time offer. This email was crafted in order to get you to react without thinking. If a scammer can get you to feel like you're up against a time limit, then they have effectively taken away your chance to stop and think. When you act on a sense of urgency, you make mistakes, and attackers know that. Remember, they've only got to get you excited and to mess up once. Most attackers will need the user to interact with the phishing email in some way. This interaction typically comes in the form of an attachment, a web link, or even a file to download. Interacting with the phishing email in any way, shape, or form will open the door for attackers to execute whatever exploit they have set up. I tell all my users that anytime you get an email with an attachment or a download or a link, that they need to be on guard. As a user, if you ever interact with a phishing email, you need to let your IT staff know. Just because your computer doesn't burst into flames and start acting odd does not mean that the exploit is not running in the background and wreaking havoc on your company's network. Now that you know what to look for, it's test time. Yes, I know, we all love test time. Here's an email that I received the other day. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to look over it and see if you can pick out the telltale signs of a phishing attack. Alright, let's see how you did. First, Mr. Sam Smith is using Jessica Smallwood's email account. That looks a little fishy to me personally, but hey, maybe Jessica and him are good buddies and she's okay with him giving away people's money via her email account. Second, the greeting, to you. This goes back to that generic greeting that we spoke about earlier. Sam doesn't know who I am, he doesn't know my name. That's why he didn't use it. Third, he got my contact information from LinkedIn. I myself personally don't have a LinkedIn account, so that jumped out at me real quick. But if you do have a LinkedIn account, I want you to ask yourself, how many South African bank managers contact you on a regular basis? Bet it's not very many. Third, his client shares the same last name as I do. Well, Sam, I find that hard to believe because you don't know my name, because you didn't use my name in the greetings. And last but not least, he wants me to send my contact information to his private email account, which doesn't match the email account he sent the original email from, nor does it in any way, shape, or form match his name. So, how'd you do? Did you get them all? If you didn't do so swell on the last one, that's okay. We're going to give you one more chance. Take a second and read this email and see if you can pick out all the things that make this a phishing attack. As you read this email, I bet a lot of you are thinking, wow, I've gotten that exact same email. That's because this attack is very popular and extremely effective these days. So, from the top, AmazonPrime.com, Last time I checked, there were two A's in Amazon Prime. The reason they did this is because the actual at amazonprime.com was already taken and they couldn't use it again. So they got as close as possible, hoping that you wouldn't notice their little typo. Second, click here to start your free Prime account. If you hover over that link that says click here, down at the bottom of your page, it's going to show you what address it's really taking you to. When I hovered over this link, I promise you, it wasn't taking me to amazonprime.com. And third, do you want to receive Amazon specials in the future? Click here to unsubscribe. I personally found this to be extremely cute. Somebody went out of their way to make this email look legitimate, to the point that they even gave you a chance to unsubscribe. Now, once again, hovering over that click here to unsubscribe, the link down at the bottom wasn't taking me to Amazon's unsubscribe page. It was taking me somewhere I really didn't want to go. Thank you for stopping by. This has been a CTG security segment. I hope this video was informative and educational, but more so, I hope I gave you the tools to avoid being the next victim of a phishing attack. In closing, I leave you with this. A vigilant user is worth more than $1 million worth of security hardware. This is Chance. Have a great day.